Another important thing to know when you're learning Excel is how you can make different selections in your worksheet. Now for this example, we're going to switch to another workbook that contains a lot more data. Now before we do that, let's just very quickly give my first workbook a save. So I'm going to press Ctrl S to save those changes. So now what we're going to do is we're going to flip across to a larger data set that contains sales data, and you'll find this file saved in the course files folder. Now notice here, this is standard sales data. We have some column headings running across the top, and then we have our data. And this data set is reasonably large, at least a lot larger than the ones that we've been working on in previous lessons. And if I press Ctrl down arrow, as we know, that jumps us to the last row of our data, you can see that I have just over 21,500 rows. Ctrl up arrow is going to jump me to the top. Also remember, when it comes to navigating, if I press Ctrl right arrow, it's going to jump me to the last column of data, and Ctrl left arrow will jump me to the first column. Now, there are lots of different ways that you can make selections in Excel, and a basic cell selection would be simply clicking on a cell in our worksheet. If we want to select more than one cell, we can simply click and drag our mouse to select the cell range that we're interested in. So maybe I want to apply some formatting to the column headings in this worksheet. I can make my selection just by clicking and dragging, and then I can go up to my font formatting area. I'm going to click the font color drop down, and I'm going to change this to a red font. So cell selections are very straightforward. Simply click and drag to make your selection. Now notice here, all of the selections that I've been making using this method are cells that are all next to each other. What about if I want to select what we call non-contiguous cells, the cells that aren't next to each other? Well, what I could do here is select the first few cells, hold down my Ctrl key, and then make another selection, hold down my Ctrl key again, and make another selection, and just keep doing that. So the addition of the Ctrl key when you're selecting cells will allow you to select cells which aren't necessarily next to each other. And if I wanted to apply formatting to all of these cells, for example, bold, I can simply click bold and I get the effect that I want. Now, I don't want this to be in bold, so let's just toggle our bold back off. Now, what about if I want to make a selection in my worksheet of an entire column of data? So for example, in column H, where we have some sales figures, I have some numbers. They're currently unformatted, as in they don't have any currency symbols or decimal places or anything like that. What about if I want to change the format of all of the sales figures in here? Do I really want to be clicking and dragging my mouse down 27,000 rows in order to select this cell range? Well, no, not really. It's not the most time-efficient way to do this. What I could do instead is click in the first cell H2 and press the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+Shift+Down Arrow, and that's going to select every cell downwards that I have in my dataset. Now that I've made that selection, I can simply go in and apply some currency formatting. And we haven't really spoken a great deal about number formatting so far in this course, so I'm going to jump ahead very slightly here. So just above in this number group, I can click the drop down, and I'm going to say that I want this formatted as a currency, and you can see how that affects those numbers. So don't forget that very useful keyboard shortcut of Ctrl+Shift+Down Arrow to make a selection of all of the data in the column. Now, so far, we've been very much focused on making cell selections, but cell selections aren't the only things that we can select when we're working in Excel. Example, maybe I want to make a column selection, or maybe I want to select an entire row. So this is very straightforward. If I want to select a column, I can simply hover my mouse over the top of the column where we have the letter. Notice that I get a little black downward facing arrow, and if I click that, it's going to select the entire column. And I mean, it's going to select the entire column, as in it's going to select every single cell in that column all the way down to the bottom of the workbook. If I want to select multiple columns again, I can simply drag my mouse across to make multiple selections. If I want to select columns that aren't next to each other, again, I just add in that Ctrl key when I click, and the same works for making row selections. I can hover my mouse over the row until I get the right pointing black arrow. I can click to select one row. I can click and drag to select multiple rows, or I can add in that Ctrl key to select non-contiguous rows. It's also worth noting that you can make selections just using your keyboard. So if I'm clicking cell A2 and I want to select all of the data in this particular row, If I hold down Shift and then use my arrow keys, it's going to allow me to select that data. If I keep Shift held down and use my down arrow key, it's going to go down the rows. I can use my up arrow to refine my selection further. And then the final thing that's worth pointing out about making selections is select all, and select all functions differently depending on where you're clicked in your worksheet. So if I'm clicked within my data and I press Ctrl+A, which is the keyboard shortcut for select all, it's going to select all of the data that it finds surrounding where I'm currently clicked. Now, if I was clicked on a blank cell somewhere else in the worksheet, so not within my actual data, and I press Ctrl A, it's going to select every single cell in my worksheet. Now I find myself using Ctrl A with inside my data. All the time, if I want to format this data as a table, or maybe I want to add borders or something like that, I'll find myself making this selection, and then from there, I can go up and maybe add a border around the outside of every single cell. It just makes this entire process a lot quicker. So that is how you can make basic cell row and column selections when you're working in your worksheets